Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever needed to push code to GitHub repository using a different account? Maybe not from your company account or whatever account you have been using for your main setup. So what we are going to learn today, it's creating a new GitHub repository and pushing code to it, and how we can configure the custom, or you can say personal GitHub account if you are using a company account regularly. And then we are going to see how we can write a Go code base over there and then run it. So let's start by creating a GitHub repository. So the prerequisite for it would be like you should have Git installed in your machine, and Go also should have been installed. If it is not already, I'll attach a README file so you can go through that and you can install both of the dependency using that instructions. So in order to create an account, in order to create a repository, you just need to go on GitHub and then you can go to create new repository. And here I'm going to name my repository as my new Go repo. This is a test repo. So there are a couple of options over here. If you need to make it public or private, you can choose over here. Second thing is like, do you want to add a readme? If not, then you can just leave it as it is. I'm going to make this repository public so that you can go through the instructions that I'll be adding in readme, and you can follow those instructions, and you don't need to worry about like where you're going to get that commands that I'll be using during this learning tutorial. So here I'm going to create this repository now. So this repo has been created, right? So if I go to, this is the repo, and if I just go to my profile and click on your repository, so here you will see my new repo has been created. So if I go inside, I'll see nothing over there. There is no commit that has been created so far. So in order to make any changes from your local or to make any commits from your local, what we need to do is like, I'm going to create a directory over here in my code base. So let me just bring it over here. So I'm going to do mkdir make directory and then paste the name of the directory. So now here you can see the directory has been created. Just go inside your new folder that you have created, and there are a couple of setups that we will need to make in order to connect or make the changes from your local to this origin, right? So this GitHub repository would be called origin, and this is your local. So there are certain commands that we would need in order to make this happen. So first is going to be git init. So we are going to tell Git that this is a Git repository. This is not just a simple folder, right? So what happens over here, you can see here, it automatically creates a main branch. So the repository has been initiated. Now, in order to make the connection happen, there are a couple of things that we need to do. The first thing is like, let's check what is the global configuration present. So the global configuration for my machine is Vikesh Yadav is the global username. So what we want to do is like, we want a local username and repository setup. So we are going to use git config -- local, and we are going to set user.name, which is I'm writing some random name for this particular repo, right? Similarly, we will use git config -- local user.email. So email is supposed to be your same email from which the account has been created over here, right? So the email should be same. So my email address for this is yadav.vikesh27@gmail.com. So these are two basic things that has to be done. And the third thing would be to add the origin of this repository in your local. So how you do that? Git remote add origin, and then you paste the link from here, right? So there are two ways to do it. One is SSH, using SSH, another is using HTTPS. So we are using HTTPS rather than using SSH, right? So yeah, this is it. So once you do this, then you will be able to do anything. Like if I add a file over here, touch main.go. So if I do git status, so I'll be able to see that one file has been added and this is untracked. So if I do git add dot, so let me just clear this out. So this has been added. Now if I just make it like initial commit, my initial commit, and then git push origin main. So this has been pushed, right? So if I just do code and open this over here, so you should be able to see that that main.go has been added over here, and rest of the tutorial I will use this command only from here. So what is going to happen, say this commit has been published over here or not. To validate that, we will just go to GitHub repo and we'll check that the main.go has been added to this repository. If you go to the commits, so you can see that commit was added, and the same commit that I did from my terminal is available on repository. So this is the first commit that you can do on your repo. This is the way to configure your local configuration, not touching the global configuration for a particular repo. So if you want to check like if this configuration is available globally or locally, so here you can see if you use this command, so this is going to show you what exactly is happening over here. So username is I am Vikesh, and user email has been added this, and then remote has been added, our new repository's remote location, right? So this is how you configure it. The next thing is, like as I promised to you, like I'm going to add a readme so that you can just refer to that, not bothering about what is going to happen. Not bothering about all the commands that I'm using. So here I'm adding all the you can say the command that you need, right? So first what we have done is like we created a local git repository using git init command, creating a folder and then git init command, and then pushed it to GitHub, configure a custom GitHub account that we did, write and push the hello world go code. So in order to write hello world go code, what you can do is like just go to main.go and paste it, the code over there, and what we are going to use format. So let me just do this and just use fmt.printf, right? And then you can do hello world over here. So how you can run this code is like you can just do go run main.go, right? So it printed whatever we needed, right? So hello world has been printed over here. Now what I want, like both main.go, right now the GitHub has empty, right? So there is no file present in my main.go or no content present in my main.go, and neither this GitHub setup readme has been added over there, right? So what I'm going to do is like git add git commit minus add hello world program and readme. So now again I'm going to push to origin. So this code has been pushed. If I just refresh, then I'm going to see that readme also had been added over here. So what you can do is like just follow this readme. So if the git is installed or go is not installed or git is not installed, you can just follow this prerequisites. Another thing would be create an initialize project. So you can create a repo over there, in your local, but by just mkdir my new go repo, and then go to inside that repo and do git init. To configure the local GitHub configuration, you can use these commands, which is like git config -- local username, and you can put your username and git config -- local user email, and then you can check what is the configuration you have done. So you can use touch main.go, and then you can paste this particular code base over there, and this was go run main.go that I used to run this code base, right? And to create the repo on GitHub, you can follow this link and click on new repository the way I did, right? So, and then this is way to connect to your repository. This is all what we did, and actually I have mentioned in the readme, so you can just go through it. Next thing is like if you want to delete this particular project or this particular repository, then you can go to settings, and this is the danger zone. So here you can click on delete this repository, right? So I'm not going to delete it. Even if you click on this, then it is again going to validate. If you click on this, it is again going to validate, and here it is going to delete for sure. So I don't want to delete it, so I'm leaving it as it is. So if you need, then this is the way to delete a repository. So that's all in this one. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next videos.